What's up, Boss Fam? It's your boy DJ The Boss. We're back at y'all with another video. We're in the whip today, man. We got stuff to do. We just got off the Zoom meeting with the web team, working on this SEO project over the next probably 5 or 6 weeks. But we got a question from one of our viewers. Somebody wants to know what equipment they need to start off with, which is a really easy one for me to answer. So I figured I could do it while we're on the roll. So we are on our way to go and visit a good friend of mine who some of you guys might know is the chef for the Seahawks, the Seattle Seahawks out here in Seattle. But he's actually a really good friend of mine. He's trying to expand his business now that the season is over. Of course I'm gonna clown him because the Seahawks aren't in the playoffs. I can't clown him too much because the Niners ain't in the playoffs either. But I like watching them lose sometimes. But anyway, we're gonna holler at my boy, get some grub from him, support his business, and then we're gonna get into this equipment video, man. Catch you in a second.
Love, this for all my boss days. Go through your boss days. Loving how you boss, babe. This for all my dreamers and my doers and all the entrepreneurs. Just believe in what you're doing and pursuing love. This for all my boss days. Go through your boss days.
Appreciate it, my guy. Oh, I'm ecstatic right now, man. I'm ecstatic. So boom, we got food from my guy. You know what I'm saying, Peter? Big old plate, you know what I'm saying? Family size. Type decent proportions, you hear me? I'm excited. I already know my guy can throw down, so it ain't even like I need to do like a first time testing or whatever. I mean, it's my first time buying as his new brand, which I'm gonna link in my description for him. If y'all want to go check him out, see what he's working with. I'll tell you, my guy's filthy. Like I said, he was a chef for the Seahawks, so my guy does his thing. But yeah, so I already know he's filthy. He's catered a couple events for for other friends of mine that have other businesses and artists and stuff like that. So I already know he's filthy. I just can't wait to get my mouth around this food. But yeah, we're gonna go post up at the clients, munch down, and we're gonna get into some of this equipment stuff. If you can't see, I got some equipment in the back. Cost you at the back, but yeah, a little bit of stuff I could talk about, you know what I'm saying? It's not a whole lot that you really need to know. The equipment is really simple, and teaser, you really don't even need equipment to get started, to be honest with you, because a few of my accounts, actually half, I would say about half of my accounts, the clients supply the equipment. We just show up and we clean. So don't let equipment stop you. But if you are gonna go, about just reaching out to clients, you never know who's gonna actually have equipment for you to use. You can just say no to people who don't, if you're starting out and you don't have any money whatsoever. But if you do want to grab some equipment, just so you have the option to take on some clients, there are a couple things that I think you should know and you should be aware of. So we'll get into that in a second. Oh, food was fire. Oh, can't even explain, man. I know something horrible had to be done in order to make something so good. I mean, that was delicious. I mean, somebody had to kill a unicorn or sacrifice 2 virgins or something to make that happen. But that was some delicious food. Y'all in Seattle, man, definitely check out my guy, Demetrius Parker, aka Top Chef _creations on Instagram. Go check him out, man. Currently the head chef for Central League Field and the Seattle Seahawks. And also a good friend of mine, man. So go help him out, support his business if you can, if you're in the Seattle area. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about equipment. Like I said before, this is gonna be difficult to do with all this music. We work for one of our clients is the University of Washington Athletic Department, and their guys are here in the facility just getting the workout on. So, and they like to work out with their music, so it's a little hard to hear me right now, or for me to focus anyway, if you can hear me. But a little bit quieter on the other side of the building over here, but just less light. Anyway, so equipment. I wish I could remember the person's name who asked the question to do a video on equipment, but I can't at the time. It'll come to me at some point. But thanks for asking the question. I appreciate it, man. That's how this channel stays alive, is when people ask questions, I get to make videos and answer them, and at least share my opinion on the subject matter. And so I've already given you guys a little bit about how I feel about equipment and what equipment you need, as Nats. You really, to just get started, you really don't need anything. Several of my clients, half of my clients, supply the equipment in whole themselves. Paper products, cleaning supplies, cleaning equipment, they have it all. So you don't need anything to necessarily get started, because you could just wait until you receive an account like that. There are a couple really good things, or things that I wish I would have known when I went to start purchasing equipment for myself, because I made a lot of really stupid mistakes that you guys can avoid. One of them, of which would be buying a vacuum, a non-commercial vacuum, like a vacuum that you would buy for your home. So no matter how expensive, how nice, none of those vacuums are going to last you very long. And because of the price, you are going to be pissed when they stop working and they break on you. I myself experimented with a number of different the different household vacuums, the top of the line house vacuums, the Dyson Balls, the Kirby's, the Sharks, and all of those. And you guys can actually see a bunch of the Sharks in the old videos. If you go back to the videos of our office, and when I'm kind of walking around there, you see a lot of Sharks, and that's because they would always break, and I would always have to buy another one, and at $330 a piece at the time, I was not liking that. So it was the reason I realized that no amount of no matter how expensive or high end a household vacuum is, it's just not going to be worth it. So you definitely, first thing is, you want to get commercial vacuums, push vacuums. Good push vacuums. The one that I like to use is the Oreck. I like the Oreck XL. It's just been the most reliable for me. We do have a couple Hoover commercials, push vacuums, and I like those as well. For open floors, I do like the Oreck better. So like really large carpet spaces, and I like or really short carpet in high-end offices. The Oreck is really good for that. It's really powerful, has a really strong suction to it. The downside with the Oreck is it has no attachments. It's strictly for pushing around large floors. So you can't be very detailed with it. There's a small brush on the side of it, so you can kind of scrub against walls, but you can't like pull out a tool or get a corner tool or anything like that. There's just no way to attach anything to it. So the Hoover does, however, have attachments, so slightly less suction overall, but still really good, especially specifically the Hoover commercial. But it does have the hose tool that you can take off and get into areas. It may not seem like a big deal at first, but it really eats up time in cleaners' times if they have to go and grab a different tool to do corners or to do up against the wall and things like that. And those are areas that you can't leave, because those are the cornerstones of good cleaning companies. If you leave those areas dirty, then you'll obviously be written off as a undetailed, not detailed cleaning company, or a subpar cleaning company, and you do not want that. So yeah, that's my first recommendation, is going to be, I recommend the Oreck. I'm not going to put a link in the description. I don't have any affiliation with Oreck or anything like that. They should be paying me for this promo, but somebody should sponsor this channel. So Oreck push vacuum would be where I would start for vacuums if you see yourself doing a lot of vacuuming. Also, in the way of vacuums, depending on your budget, the Oreck is about probably $180, I think, just right under $200. Not extremely expensive, but if you have a little bit of a budget to work with, then Oreck push vacuum is a good way to go. Even before you do the Oreck, though, something I wish I would have known as well, are the backpack vacuums. So backpack vacuums, there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of really crappy ones out there. I bought a few crappy ones. Not to say that all the cheap ones are pretty crappy, but most of the ones that are sub $400 are pretty crappy. That's not all of them. I mean, if you find a good one, definitely, let me know. But for what we do, large, huge commercial spaces, really high dust volumes, really deep cleans, really dirty buildings and things like that, it just, a lot of those cheap ones really doesn't cut it for us. But one of the cheap ones that I really, really like, and it was easy for me to build a fleet out of, were the Hoover commercial backpack vacuums, the corded. We still use them to this day. They are workhorses. I mean, I've probably had 1 out of 5 break, over the last 5 years, the full 5 years that I've been running this company. I found them from the first client that I had. And they were like, "Oh, where's your backpack vacuum?" I said, "I don't have one." And so I went to go find one, and after buying a couple crappy ones, I found that the Hoover. I actually even think Home Depot carries it, and it also is around $180. So makes jobs and job times really, really quick. So that's another highly recommended tool that you look into, is that Hoover backpack commercial. It'll come with the corner tools, the carpet tools, hard surface, brush head for the vacuum. Really, really good. I love it. But as far as vacuums, that's probably it. If you have a little higher budget, what everyone in the cleaning industry likes to use is the Pro Team. I know you've probably seen the gray and purple backpack vacuums. Those are pretty pricey, but they are really, really good. They are worth every bit of the money that you can spend on them. So we have a few of those. Those are the really nice ones. Some of them are. We have some of the battery operated ones, which are even better to not have the cord. But again, those are pretty pricey. But if you have the budget, definitely go and grab those. Let's see, other equipment. I mean, if it depends on the type of cleaning that you're going to be doing. I mean, if you're going to be stripping and waxing floors, you're gonna need to go and find a floor machine. But yeah, as far as equipment, you don't need a whole lot to get started. Obviously, your obvious basics: a mop, a broom, push broom. That's really it. Some of the things that we have, actually, I'll take you guys and show you some of the stuff that we have. Okay, so there's actually the Oreck backpack vacuum that I was telling you guys about. Corded, and it's our flat mop system. So we didn't start out with a flat mop system, but for this particular location, it makes the job a whole lot easier, just because we have edges that we can't go off the side of, and edges that we have to get really close to. So the flat edge just really helps with that, and it makes it a lot faster. But we did start out, even in this location, with just regular mops. So but yeah, I think if you want to get that particular, was that Rubbermaid? The Rubbermaid one, the flat mop bucket, I think that one's like $100 or 90 to $100. And I think the stick is like another $20 or what have you. But yeah, so about 110 bucks altogether for that particular system, and then another 20 bucks for maybe 10 or 12 flat mop heads, and that should be good for one location. But yeah, that's really it. Brooms, mops. Of course, you need like your, spray bottles. I'm not picky about the spray bottles, as long as they work. They're spray bottles. They're all really cheap. I mean, we have things like this from our chemical supplier, but just starting out, I mean, you're not going to be looking at going into a chemical supplier. You're really just going to be getting the supplies and the cleaning materials that you think you're going to need for the job. So I mean, try to find a place that you can get a discount on if you're buying a lot at once. But other than that, man, just stick to the basics: spray bottles, broom, mop, push broom, or flat mop, push broom, and that's really it. Gloves, you need gloves, maybe some goggles, mask, of course, especially during this whole COVID times. But that's really it. You don't need a whole lot to get started, and you don't really need a whole lot to clean locations. Definitely grab you some microfiber towels. My company uses a color code system for the microfiber cloths, just to make sure there's no cross contamination, so everyone knows how dirty a rag is just by the color of it, or potentially, as far as the equipment is concerned. It's not extremely complicated. But that's it if you got any value from this video, please give your boy a like. Subscribe to the channel. Really, I would really appreciate it. That's it, guys. Catch you next time. Love y'all. Don't know if it matters. Maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't. Nothing matters more than you just getting started, man. Keep that boss mentality. I love y'all. Peace.